It's funny, I've been in the industry for many years, and I've literally not known the market to create such anticipation around one specific company's earnings as they do for Nvidia. The results are nearly treated like a macro event, like the US Fed changing into interest rates. Anyway, it released Q2 results on Wednesday evening, and they beat expectations again, just possibly not as much as the market had hoped, but still very strong results. But it's not the earnings numbers I want to speak about today. It's employees. So morning, Baylee. Thanks for joining me. Maybe first, a quick recap on Nvidia. Dazzle me with some stats.
I'll try my best because there's definitely a lot to choose from. So Nvidia is responsible for the production of 90% of the world's chips that are needed specifically for the AI revolution that we've spoken about before. Its annual revenue in 2021 was $16.7 billion, but its revenue for the past 12 months was about 80 billion. Wow. So it's making more every quarter than it did in the entire year of 2021. And that's only 3 years ago. It's now the third largest company in the world as measured by market cap. And if the company was a stock market, there would only be 4 other countries with a stock market worth more. And that's Japan, China, India, and of course, obviously the US. And its workforce is about 30,000 strong worldwide. So it's not actually huge in comparison to some of the other tech giants. Microsoft has around 220,000 employees, while Apple has 161,000. And then Amazon has a staggering 1.6 million.
Okay, super stats. But it's your last point I want to focus on, the employees, that workforce. Many tech firms lure talent by offering pretty attractive stock options, which vest or become available after a certain period of time. Kind of a way of retaining talent and incentivizing staff in the growth of the company.
Yeah, that's right. In the tech world, stock options are king, and many startups in the industry will actually base much of an employee's salary on the stock, and that basically links future success of the business to the employees.
Okay. So in Nvidia's case, I assume this has gone pretty well for staff.
If we go back 5 years to the beginning of 2019 and an employee received stock as part of their annual package, the value of that stock has risen by about 3,800%. So what was worth possibly $100,000 has now turned into millions for staff. So the success of Nvidia has been particularly beneficial to Nvidia staff who have seen the value of their stock options go through the roof, with reports of middle management now earning $1 million plus a year when their annual stock awards are taken into consideration.
Wow, that's nice. So I've thought about this. Surely this leads to problems, as you suddenly have a workforce made up of some very wealthy employees, and this may lead to problems about staff retention.
Yeah, it's interesting that you mentioned that. At the end of last year, it was reported by Business Insider that there was a feeling of unfairness among the newer Nvidia staffers. Mm-hmm. During a company meeting, some members of staff were said to be operating in semi-retirement mode as they were extremely financially comfortable. But the CEO, Jensen Huang, he's responded to that report. He's responded to that semi-retirement statement by appealing to his senior staff, their passion, their prestige, their pride of working for Nvidia, and for them to take responsibility for their own time.
Okay, so there is an obvious question to all of this. Have they seen a large turnover in staff, especially the ones in their sort of 30s and 40s who have been there for a while and built up that large base of shares?
According to Bloomberg, in 2023, 5.3% of employees left, but since then, that figure has fallen to 2.7%. And just to put that into perspective, turnover in the semiconductor industry stands at 17.5%.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And this is all on the back of recent reports in Bloomberg of Nvidia staff working long hours, so not even being able to fully enjoy their newfound wealth.
True.
But all of that being said, the Nvidia CEO Huang has a real hands-on approach. It's reported that he has over 60 people reporting directly to him. If you look at his approval ratings on Glassdoor, that's the recruitment and career company, it's really high. It's 97%. And again, to put that into context, Zuckerberg's Meta rating is 66%, and Bezos from Amazon's his is 54%.
Okay, Baylee, that's a really interesting take on Nvidia. I guess with the prospect of future higher earnings due to the continued AI revolution, Nvidia's position as the leading provider of chips to that revolution, there are sound reasons for staff to stay and increase their wealth on the back of the extraordinary success of Nvidia. Thanks again for your time today, Baylee, and we'll be back again next week with another topic that's caught our eye.